Welcome back to the lecture series in control systems. So, in today's lecture, we are dealing response of a second order system and its problems. Already in the last class, we were discussing about the Laplace transforms, inverse Laplace transforms, why it is used in control system second order problems, and also we discussed time domain specifications like race time, delay time, maximum peak overshoot, etc. And we also did some small problems on that area. And in today's lecture, we are actually coming to the application of inverse Laplace transform in second order system problems. That is, we are converting the C of S output in S domain to output in C domain. That is nothing but time response of second order system. That is, we generally found C of S by R of S, and that is transfer function, and C of S is equal to transfer function into R of S, and then we are converting that C of S into C of T by using inverse Laplace transform. I am repeating the same thing in many of the previous classes in order to make some sense on your brain about this specific application of Laplace transform. Okay, and also I am just revising some of the important topics from previous lectures. We also did in the last class also, but still I am repeating this because this is important. So C of S by R of S is equal to omega n square by s square plus 2 eta omega ns plus omega n square. This is the standard representation of a second order transfer function. And omega n is nothing but undamped natural frequency, and eta is damping ratio. We all know this. And roots of such a characteristic equation. Characteristic equation is nothing but the denominator, that is s square plus 2 eta omega ns plus omega n square is equal to 0. That is the characteristic equation. And roots of that characteristic equation are minus eta omega n plus or minus square root of eta omega n into square root of eta square minus 1. By substituting these values, we will get the roots S1 and S2. As it is a second order system, always you will get two roots. Okay, now in the problems, this area is very important. Based on the roots, we should have the ability to comment about the damping, because in problems they will not give what is the condition of damping. They will not say you it is underdamped, overdamped, or it is critically damped. Such statements will not be there. But you can find S1 and S2 from any of the transfer function. You can find S1 and S2 by using by solving that equation, quadratic equation, or by using some other technique. In some case it is very simple. For example, 1 by s square plus 5s plus 6, that is nothing but s square plus 5s plus 6 is s plus 2 into s plus 3. So s is equal to minus 2 and minus 3. You can directly find. In some other problems you cannot resolve that directly. In that case you have to apply the quadratic solution, and then also you can find S1 and S2. Anyhow, from S1 and S2 you have the ability to comment about the condition of damping. That is very important. So if eta is equal to 0, substitute eta is equal to 0 in the quadratic equation. In which equation? Sorry, in this equation. Substitute eta is equal to 0 in this equation. What you will get? Definitely you will get S1 comma S2 is equal to plus or minus j omega n, plus j omega n minus j omega n. So the roots are purely imaginary. So whenever you are getting two roots, they are purely imaginary, like plus 2j minus 2j. You can say it is an undamped system. Eta is equal to 0. And next condition, if underdamped, eta's value is less than 1 and greater than 0. In such case, S1 and S2 is minus eta omega n plus or minus j omega n root 1 minus eta square. It is not exactly same as the quadratic solution equation, because here a j additionally came. What was the previous equation? J is not there. But if you are applying eta specific range, then you will get solution as this. If you want the derivation, you can refer lecture number 14. It is there. Okay, anyhow. So if S1 and S2 are like this, we can say it is roots are complex conjugates. Both real part and imaginary part are there, and imaginary part is just plus and minus. If imaginary part is plus 2j for one pole, the other pole's imaginary part will be minus 2j and the real part will be same. So such roots are known as complex conjugates. So if roots are complex conjugates, you can definitely say damping condition is underdamped, 0 in between 0 and 1. Damping ratio or friction you are providing is specified as in between 0 and 1. And if eta is equal to 1, it is critically damped system. And if you substitute eta is equal to 1 in that S1 S2 equation, you will get poles as S1 comma S2 are minus omega n. Both roots are negative omega n. So both roots are real and both roots are equal. Okay. So if you are getting two roots equal, minus 2 and minus 2, or minus 3 and minus 3, such two roots are real roots and equal roots, then you should be able to say the damping condition is critically damped, eta's value is 1. And the fourth condition, eta's value is greater than 1 or over damped condition, eta's value is greater than 1 or over damped condition. In that condition, we can say S1 comma S2 is equal to minus eta omega n plus or minus omega n root eta square minus 1. It should be very clear that no imaginary parts are there, no j term is there. So you can add up or subtract the total terms. So you will get only two roots where the two roots are real, but its value will be unequal because here it is plus or minus. First root it is real part plus some real part. For second root it is real part minus some real part. So these two roots value will be unequal, but both the roots are real. If such case happen like minus 2 and 5 or 2 and 3, minus 2 and 3, such roots are coming in a second order system, you should understand it is a over damped case. Eta's value is greater than 1. Now we are moving to the problems. Obtain the response of a unity feedback system whose open loop transfer function is 4 by s into s plus 5 when input is unit step. And second question, also find eta and omega n. Okay. So transfer function c of s by r of s is equal to, we know, g of s by 1 plus g of s h of s. Here g of s is equal to 4 by s into s plus 5. And what is h of s? H of s is 1 because in the question it is commented that it is a unity feedback system. So your feedback loop gain h of s is equal to 1. So if you are substituting that in the transfer function equation, you will get like this: 4 by s into s plus 5 by 1 plus 4 by s into s plus 5. So in the denominator area it will become s into s plus 5 plus 4 here. Here it will become s into s plus 5 plus 4 all divided by s into s plus 5. And these s into s plus 5 and these s into s plus 5 will get cancelled. Now it will become 4 by s into s plus 5, 4 by s into s plus 5 plus 4. If you are opening that bracket, you will get 4 by s square plus 5s plus 4. Please check that denominator. Can we resolve it easily by using s plus a into s plus b equation? S plus b into s plus b is equal to s square plus a plus b into s plus ab. So it is solvable in that way. So it is s plus 4 into s plus 5. It is nothing but s square plus 5s plus 4. So what is the roots? We can easily find roots. You don't need to apply that quadratic solution and all. S is equal to minus 4, S1 is equal to minus 4 and S2 is equal to minus 1. Now please revise that condition. For this I am returning this all and I am repeating this into last two classes. The roots are real and unequal. Yeah, it is the fourth condition, over damped case. Roots are real and unequal. Both the roots are real and unequal. So we can write that here. Roots are real and distinct. So it is a over damped case. So eta is greater than 1. Over damped means eta is greater than. We can also draw that step response. the response will be like this only. But it will be slower than critically damped. If critically damped goes like this, overdamped will go like this. Okay, it's there in the lecture number 70. You can refer that. So eta is greater than 1. That enough is needed there. Now we are going to find eta and omega n value. Then we will find response. Whatever you can find response initially, and after that also you can find eta and omega n. Anyhow, I am doing in this fashion because now we are going to compare 4 by s square plus 5s plus 4 with standard expression. What is standard expression? Please recollect. What is standard representation of second order system? Omega n square by s square plus 2 eta omega ns plus omega n square. So we can easily say omega n square is equal to 4. Yeah. Compare omega n square is equal to 4. So omega n is equal to 2. And again, 2 eta omega ns is nothing but 5s. 2 eta omega ns is nothing but 5s. So 2 eta omega n is equal to 5. So eta is equal to 5 by 2 into 2. Eta is equal to 5 by 2 into 2 because omega n is equal to 2. Then eta is equal to 1.25. Now your conclusion is validated. What was your initial conclusion? It is a overdamped case where eta is greater than 1. Now you calculated that specific value of eta and it is validated. Okay. Now what is response? CT. How you can find response? If you are going to find response, you should be specified with an input, because response is nothing but C of s is equal to transfer function into input. So you should be clear about the input. So in this question, it is given that when input is unit step, so we have to take input is unit step, means in time domain unit step means 1, r of t is equal to 1. In frequency domain, if we are taking Laplace of 1, it will be 1 of s. R of s is 1 by s. R of s for unit step is 1 by s. So C of s by R of s is equal to 4 by s plus 4 into s plus 1, and C of s is equal to 4 by s plus 4 into s plus 1 into R of s, where R of s is equal to 1 by s, where R of s is equal to 1 by s. So cross multiply. Then we will get C of s is equal to 4 by s into s plus 4 plus s plus 1, or s plus 1 plus s plus 4, anything. Now I am going to apply partial fraction. If you are having doubts in partial fraction, we have did a separate class on partial fraction. That was lecture number 15. It was lecture number 16. It was really important. That's why I took that class as a separate class, and you should be very clear about the partial fraction techniques. Otherwise your final answer will be mistake. So this is a simple case, partial fraction case 1, that is 4 by s into s plus 1 into s plus 4 can be rewritten as a by s plus b by s plus 1 plus c by s plus 4. And now apply the technique for finding residues. For finding a, what we are generally doing, I will always comment what is the general theory, and then I will find, but for easy method, this is the method, that is my way. So for finding a, exactly what you have to done, you have to multiply both LHS and RHS with s and put s is equal to 0. That is nothing but, don't need to multiply the RHS, because if you are multiplying the whole term with s, what happened? In the first term, s and s will get cancelled and this term will become a. In the second term, this will be b into s by s plus 1. In the third term, it is c into s by s plus 4, like that. And then you are going to substituting s equal to 0. Then what happened? The b into s term will become 0 and c into s term will become 0. Finally, what will be there in the right side? only a will be there in the right side. Only a will be there in the right side. That's why for easy and time saving method, you don't go to multiply the entire equation. You just multiply the C of s equation only with s and put s is equal to 0. This is not only applicable for this a, for b, c, everything. In simple partial fraction, you just multiply with the denominator. For finding a, multiply a's denominator, that is s, with the entire c of s and put s is equal to 0. That's only. So from now onwards, we will be doing like that only. So a is equal to c of s into s, put s is equal to 0. So 4 into s and this s will get cancels. 4 by s1 plus into s plus 1 into s plus 4 and put s is equal to 0. For if you are putting s is equal to 0 in this equation, what we will get? This s will become 0 and this s will become 0. Now it is 4 by 4, that is 1. So a is equal to 1. Now how you can find b? So finding b, you can see here. For finding b, multiply this c of s with s plus 1 and put s is equal to minus 1, because you are equating s plus 1 is equal to 0. So that value of pole is s is equal to minus 1. Okay. B, c of s into s plus 1 and put s is equal to minus 1. So if you are multiplying this c of s into s plus 1, what happened? 4 by s plus 1 and s plus 1 get cancels. 4 by s plus 1 into s plus 4. Sorry, 4 by s into s plus 4. Put s is equal to minus 1. It is minus 4 by 3. And c is equal to c of s into s plus 4. Put s is equal to minus 4. The same step, and you will get c is equal to 1 by 3. Do that. Now, what was c of s initially? This was c of s initially. I am going to substitute a, b, c in this equation. A is equal to 1, so it will become 1 by s. B is equal to minus 4 by 3, so it will become minus 4 by 3 into 1 by s plus 1, or minus 4 by 3 by s plus 1. And c is equal to 1 by 3, so it will become 1 by 3 by s plus 4, like this. Is it clear? Okay. Now, to find c of t, that is the final answer, response, c of t, you have to take inverse Laplace of c of s. Inverse Laplace of c of s. So, inverse of 1 by s is nothing but 1. And 4 by 3 is a constant, keep it here. And 1 by s plus 1. Inverse of 1 by s plus 1 is equal to e raised to minus 1t. So, it is e raised to minus t. And inverse of here 1 by 3 kept constant, and inverse of 1 by s plus 4 is e raised to minus 4t. L inverse of 1 by s plus a is equal to e raised to minus at. L inverse of 1 by s minus a is e raised to at. Please remember. Okay, so that's over. That problem is over. Now, this is the third question in the second order case. This is third question, means in last class we did one problem. And today's class first problem was actually example 2 and this is example 3. Find the response of the system with unit step input. R of s, it is given, and you should be very specific that this is a negative feedback system. That's why a minus is indicated here. That's why our closed loop transfer function equation is g of s by 1 plus g of s h of s. Otherwise, it will become g of s by 1 minus g of s h of s. If it is a positive feedback system, you have to change the equation of c of s by r of s. Okay, anyhow, h of s is there. It is not a unity feedback system. Till the moment we were dealing only unity feedback system. But in this problem, it is not a unity feedback system. H of s is given as 0.1 s plus 1 and g of s is equal to 100 by s into s plus 2. Now we are going to solve it. 100 by s into s plus 2 all divided by 1 plus 100 by s into s plus 2 plus into 0.1 s plus 1. So if you are solving it, what happened? These s into s plus 2 will move to this side, and the denominator will cancel with this s into s plus 2. So the solution will be 100 by s into s plus 2 plus 100 into 0.1 s plus 1. That will give 100 by s square plus 12s plus 100. You please open the bracket and try to solve it. 100 by s square plus 12s plus 100. That is C of s by R of s. So characteristic equation is s square plus 12s plus 100. It is a quadratic type equation. You can solve it directly by using s plus a into s plus b equation, because its imaginary terms may come. So we are going to apply this quadratic solution technique. Minus b square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a minus 12, b is 12, this is b. A in this equation, a is 1, b is 12 and c is equal to 100. So substitute, simply substitute. You will get minus 6 plus j8. So minus 6 plus j8 is s1 and minus 6 minus j8 is s2. s1 and s2. Minus 6 plus j8 and minus 6 minus j8. Now please comment. What is the condition of roots? Roots are complex conjugates. Is it correct? Yeah. The roots are complex conjugates. Then the system is the system's damping ratio comes under which type? Underdamped. Underdamped. The roots are complex conjugates pole. That is, system is underdamped. What is meaning of underdamped system? Eta value will be less than 1 and greater than 0, in between 0 and 1. So the response of the system will have damped oscillation. In undamped, it is undamped oscillation. In underdamped, oscillations will be there, but it is undergoing some damping action, so it will reduce. In critically damped, no oscillation will be there. It will exactly goes to 1. But in overdamped, it will go to 1 and no the oscillations will be there, but it will take some high time to move to 1. So if it is critically damped, what happened? Its response will be like this: a straight, not straight line, a curved line to the final value, no oscillations. But it is an underdamped system, so oscillations will be there. These oscillations are known as damped oscillation because it is undergoing some suppression. Its oscillation will be suppressed in upcoming future. So that's okay. So from the value of poles, we also commented about the eta value or the damping condition, or we already predetermined the shape of response. The shape of response is already obtained for us. So this will make the teacher who evaluating your paper an impression that you know the basics. Then only you can comment these things. Otherwise, you will not be able to comment about these things. You will just take the equation, find some inverse Laplace or Laplace and find response. That's only. So even though if your final answer is wrong, such analysis will make you a good impression on the mind of evaluator. Okay. To find response. Okay, C of s by R of s is equal to 100 by s square plus 12s plus 100 and R of s is equal to 1. Now C of s, that is, we are going to cross multiply R of s, that is 100 by s into s square plus 12s plus 100. If you are applying partial fraction, in your note please write there, by applying partial fraction, that is equal to, then only you can equate a by s plus, as it is a quadratic expression here which cannot be splitted directly, you have to take bs plus c in the partial fraction numerator. If you are having doubts, please refer lecture number 15, not 15, 16. So a by s plus bs plus c by s square plus 12s plus 100. For finding a, the same method that we did in the last problem. We have to multiply C of s. For finding a, this is a, we have to multiply the entire left side or entire C of s with this s and put s is equal to 0. That is equal to s and s will get cancels. Please check, this is just s, not get complicated. This is my I made some corrections here, that's why this special shape is there. It is just c of s into s, nothing else. C of s into s and put s is equal to 0. That is equal to 100 by s square plus 12s plus 100 and put s is equal to 0. If s is equal to 0, this is 100 by 100. That is nothing but 1. And by partial fraction technique, to find b and c of that bs plus c term, you have to cross multiply the following equation and equate the coefficients of like powers of s. Let us check how we can cross multiply. So this is the standard expression, 100 by s into s square plus 12s plus 100 is equal to a by s plus bs plus c by s square plus 12s plus 100. Okay, now we are going to take LCM on this side. That is the easy way to cross multiply. So this will become s square plus s into s square plus 12s plus 100 will become the common term LCM. Then for a, it will become a into s square plus 12s plus 100, like this, a into s square plus 12s plus 100. And for bs plus c, it will become into s. Okay, I think this is a common mathematical step. Now the denominators are common, we can cancel it. Now it will become 100 is equal to a into s square plus 12s plus 100 plus bs plus c into s. Is it clear? Just take LCM on the RHS. Then you will get like this. Now you please open the brackets. 100 is equal to as square plus 12as plus 100a plus bs square plus cs. Now equate coefficient of s square on both sides. On the left side, no coefficient is there for s square, so it is 0. On the right side, what are the coefficient of s square? A s square, a is there, and plus b s square, b is there. So 0 is equal to a plus b. Coefficient of s square are over. So we can write b is equal to minus a. A, we already got that value of a is equal to 1. So b is equal to minus 1. Okay, now b is here with you. Now you are going to find c. For finding c, please equate coefficients of s. Is there any s term in the RHS? No. So coefficient of s in left side will be 0. Now check the coefficients of s in right side. 12a plus c. So the coefficient equation will become 0 is equal to 12a plus c. So c is equal to minus 12a and a is equal to 1. We already got that. So c is equal to minus 12. Is it clear? B is equal to minus 1, c is equal to minus 12. I am going to substitute these things in the partial fraction equation. So this was the partial fraction equation, a by s plus bs plus c by s square plus 12s plus 100, and a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 1, c is equal to minus 12. Please substitute. It will become like this. Clear? Now, for getting the standard results out of this, we have to do some manipulations. That's why initially I am splitting this 100 to some 36 plus 64, and a negative sign is taken out from this term commonly, so it will become minus s plus 12 and s square plus 12s plus 36 plus 64. So what is this term? Oh, I'm sorry. What is this term? S square plus 12s plus 36. It is nothing but s plus 6 whole square. So in the next equation, we are rewriting the second term as s plus 6 by s plus 6 whole square plus 8 square. I think now you will be able to identify this into some standard form, because s by s square plus a square, that was a standard result. I hope you remember. for inverse transform, s by s square plus a square. What was its inverse transform? And similarly, there was one more equation, omega by s square plus a square. Okay. Sorry, not omega by s square plus omega square. Omega by s square plus omega square, and also s by s square plus omega square. So now we can say that further manipulations are needed, because you want to keep this s plus 6 here, because this is nothing but s by s square plus omega square. But it is not just, 1 minute, it is not just s. For every s there is a s plus 6. For the time being, please eliminate this thing. I will eliminate this in the next step. Suppose this is s plus 6 in the numerator. What happened? Actually, we need s in the numerator, but it is s plus 6. In the denominator also, we need s square plus 8 square, but it is s plus 6 square. That is, wherever you need s, there is s plus 6. So it is a shifting in frequency. Please check that theorem. So if we say if shifting is there in the frequency, in time domain you have to multiply that with e raised to minus at. A is the shifted value. S plus 6 is there. Then in time domain you have to multiply that with e raised to minus 60. That is shifting theorem. Okay, let us check. So now it is in this form. C of s is in this form. Now I am going to split, avoiding this minus 6. So I am taking, here minus is there, so it will be minus 6. I am taking this minus 6 to outside by all the denominators are there, s plus 6 square plus 8 square. Just splitted the numerator. Okay. Now, is it okay now? S plus 6 by s plus 6 square plus 8 square. It is nothing but cos 8t. Let me ask one thing. What is the Laplace transform of cos 8t? Cos omega t. What is Laplace transform of cos omega t? It is s by s square plus omega square. Okay, s by s square plus omega square. But here it is not just s plus 6 is there. So you can apply a shifting. It is nothing but e raised to minus 6t into cos 8t. That is completely transformable by applying shifting theorem. But is this one is okay? No, because now this is somewhat okay with the sine term. What is sine omega t? What is the Laplace transform of sine omega t? Please think. It is nothing but omega by s square plus omega square. So here in the denominator, shifting is there, s plus 6 shifting is there. Let us check it. But anyhow, it will be somewhat in the form of s square plus omega square. But in the numerator, omega should come, but it is not omega. 8 is not there in the numerator. So your aim is to implant an 8 instead of that 6. How it is possible? That is, you want to delete this 6 and you want to place a 8 there. How it is possible? You can for avoiding 6 you have to divide it with a 6, and for planting a new 8 you have to multiply with 8. So 8 by 6 is the solution. You have to multiply numerator and denominator by 8 by 6. Then in the numerator you will get 8 and 1 by 8 by 6 will be there. So please check. In the third step, 1 by s same, s plus 6 by s plus 6 square 8 square same, minus 8 by 6 into 6 by 8 by 6 into s plus 6 square plus 8 square. Now that is, everything is same. Here in the numerator 8 came and the denominator 1 by 8 by 6 is there as a constant. So 1 by 8 by 6 is nothing but 6 by 8. Now you can find inverse Laplace easily. 1 by s. For 1 by s it is 1 here. For s by s square plus omega square, it is cos omega t, but the shifting is there for plus 6. So it is e raised to minus 6t into cos 8t. And for this one, 6 by 8 is a constant. Sin 80 is nothing but 8 by s square plus a square. 8 by s square plus h square. But it is not just sin 80 because a shifting is there. S instead of s, it is s plus 6. So frequency shifting is there. That is my final answer. There is a mistake. I forgot to write e raised to minus 60 because shifting in frequency is equal to multiplication, exponential multiplication in time. So you have to multiply that sin 80. Please write here sin 80 into e raised to minus 6t. Please write sin 80 into e raised to minus 6t. So I think sin 80 into e raised to minus 6t. You please do that also. Otherwise, it will be mistake. It was my mistake. That's why I have written there. Okay, is it okay now? So such problems are also there in the lecture number 15. In that also I have did such some problems. This is a practice technique. If BS plus C form appears, you have to do such some manipulations, and you should be having some basic skills on mathematics for getting that into standard form. For that, practice is needed. And in case of your control system second order problems, BS plus C will definitely come in partial fraction. Chances are there. So you should be thorough with this. Okay. So by this we are over with the domain specification and the response analysis of second order system. This is the biggest area in this module, and I hope we had did enough problems and enough theory discussions in this area in a systematic way. I need your best cooperation by referring all the videos continuously, then only you will get a overall picture. So hope you enjoyed this video. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you.